So over the last few weeks, South Africa has braced for major storms and all around very icy, cold weather, freezing weather, if you will. And whilst we're able to stay indoors and keep warm under our lovely now duvets, we must not forget that our pets are also very sensitive to the cold weather and could be suffering without us even knowing. So this morning, Dr. Karin, who is our resident vet from UltraDog, joins us to chat about how we can keep our pets warm and safe during the cold weather, because it is freezing outside. A very good morning, Doctor. I hope you're keeping warm.
Yes, I am. Good morning to you.
This has been unprecedented cold, I think, for South Africa, certainly for a very long time. How can we recognize if our pets are feeling too cold? I mean, I've got two miniature Dachshunds who are constantly shivering anyway, but when do we know that they are really being affected by the cold?
That's a great question. And I always tell owners, if it's too cold for you, it's likely too cold for your pet. But signs that you can look out for, if they are shivering, if they are curled up in a little ball, if they are heat seeking. With that I mean, do they want to lie under duvets and blankets? Do they want to lie in front of the fireplace or a heater? Some dogs will present anxious behavior, be pacing up and down, whining, or some dogs will just want to lie stiff because it's too sore to stand up and they are too cold.
Are certain breeds of dogs more sensitive, or some super sensitive to cold weather?
Yes, there are dogs that are a little bit more sensitive. Or your hairless dogs, like your Chinese crested and Mexican hairless dogs, they are very sensitive to cold. Your greyhounds, whippets, and Italian greyhounds, or your short-haired breeds, especially your Chihuahuas and your miniature Pinscher and your Dachshunds, as well as your little Yorkies. I know they have a long coat, but their hair is really thin, so they are also prone to being very cold and sensitive to cold.
Oh, shame. Now I feel awfully guilty because I've been wondering why my two little pups have been creeping closer and closer to get that extra comfort. Shame. They need the body heat, and we love a little cuddle. But besides warm blankets, how else can we help our dogs to stay warm?
Very important, your animals need to be on a balanced, highly nutritious diet, like our UltraDog's diet, for the whole year to make sure they are able to fight this cold and have a little bit more energy to generate heat. What's also very important is to let them wear a jersey if they tolerate it. Have a place for them where they are safe, especially indoors, and I always prefer indoors to prevent wind chill and to prevent rain and cold. They can also have a nice place in front of a fire or a heater, but make sure they are never unsupervised to prevent burning. And very important, check your doggies' water bowls, because they can freeze if the temperature drops below 0, that you're sure that I get adequate water intake still.
And we know with snow in certain areas of the country, water bowls have been actually freezing. If a family has made that conscious choice to keep their dogs outside as a rule, and it is storming, how can they at least ensure that their dogs are safe and warm when they are outside?
They need to allocate a designated area like a dog house or a different outside room for the pets. It needs to be well insulated. There's different ideas that you can use. You can use polystyrene. Some people use hay to insulate it well. They must always have clean, dry blankets, because the blankets do get wet, especially if there is snow or there's any below 0 temperatures during the night. And this area needs to be free of wind, any chill factor, snow, rain. They must be adequately protected that they don't get too cold or get wet during these times.
Well, by the sounds of things from the weather department, at least, the storms are not going to abate. More cold fronts are going to be hitting parts of South Africa. What other advice can you leave us with for pet owners to ensure that their pets are looked after during the cold nights and days?
For all your golden LD, your senior pets, they likely suffer from osteoarthritis. So make sure they are on a joint-friendly diet. We have a fantastic one at UltraDog, Joint Mobility. I chatted about it last week. You can also go and visit your vet and get adequate pain medication for these pets. Like in humans, if they have an osteoarthritic problem, they're a lot more sore in the colder months and on colder days than in warmer days. Just that you're sure that those pets have adequate protection. Remember, your cats are heat seekers. So always look, if you own a cat, in the hood of your car and in tumble dryers, that they didn't hide there to seek heat. And also very important, remember, it is cold and we see less ticks and fleas, but still remember to treat your pets for those nasty pests, because the ones that do still survive this cold usually carry diseases and are dangerous for your pets. So keep that control up to date.
And if all else fails, nothing beats a good cuddle for you and your dog or your cat.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Doctor, thank you so much. Stay warm during these crazy cold days and stay safe as well.
You too.
So if you have any pet-related questions, you can engage directly with Dr. Karin on the UltraDog website under Ask Dr. Karin. In that section, you have a direct line to her, so make sure you go and check it out by visiting ultrapet.co.za.